Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape,
vinyl tape, carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. Listen, when I tell you I love this girl coming up, man, I love this girl coming up. She is dancing to her own beat, and I love the music that she's always playing. Sydney, welcome to the platform. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you for that great introduction.
Was that great, or you want me to do a better one?
No, that was perfect.
That was good. Okay, so while we were prepping, I was going to tell you a story. You said, no, tell it for the podcast. So here's the story, right? Here's the story. I'm driving.
I wanted to be surprised on the air.
Yes. Okay, you're going to be surprised on the air. So I'm going to I'm driving down the road. I'm going to a cigar shop, and you call me on the phone. And I said, Sydney, what's going on? You says, I'm going to China. Remember that conversation?
Yes, I remember.
And I could never.
2019.
2019. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I could not ever be more proud of you because you was just going. I said, do you know anybody? He says, nope. And that's what I love about you and your spirit. You are just going. I'm like, man, I couldn't even imagine going to China because I don't know anyone. I've got to do 4 or 5 star accommodations. You were like, I'm just going.
I actually went with 2 of my friends.
Yes.
We decided to travel only because we found $300 round trip into Beijing, and we decided to just jump on it. A fun fact about that trip is we did not book our hotel until we landed.
Wow.
In China.
What?
So we just decided to just do it.
Wait, you said round trip tickets to Beijing for $300?
Yes.
What?
I mean this is not including taxes, so it maybe came out to around, I don't know,
$330.
Maybe 4. Yeah, like something like that.
Like what?
But it was crazy. It was crazy. We decided we couldn't let that slip away. So we just booked it. We didn't even have any plans. We just booked it.
Listen, for $300, like, while I'm going, but but I love your spirit, and that's why you're going to be so successful. And so
I know.
when you land, you decide, okay, now we got to find accommodations. Wow.
Yes, now we have to do it. But that's actually something that I do when I travel, even when I travel solo. Like I haven't traveled solo internationally yet, but places like Miami, New Orleans that I've traveled solo to, I would wait until I land to book a room or Airbnb or something on Hotels Tonight.
Yes.
Just very spur of the moment.
And why is that? How does that work with your spirit, your entrepreneurial spirit, just of the spur of the moment? Because I love it, though. I love it.
I find better deals when I wait longer. Like there's an app, Hotels Tonight, some of you guys may be familiar with. The longer you wait, the better your deal.
Wow.
So I will wait until I actually get there, and I'll find something really nice for really cheap. And how it works is they have really nice hotel rooms that go on sale after a certain time if they're not booked by a certain time. Wow. And that's how the app makes money. But
wow,
it's come in handy for me. I don't have any horror stories or anything like that from my travels, even though it seems kind of crazy.
And again, I'm always living vicariously through you and your travels, because listen, when I was younger, I used to do all that kind of, it's not crazy, I used to do all that kind of spare the moment kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I can't even do that now. So when you tell me when you call me or text me like I'm in New Orleans, like what? I was just talking. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's start all over.
Okay.
Sydney, when did we meet? You were what, 8th grade, 7th grade?
Mr. Kevin, it had to be, I don't know, I want to say 6th grade.
Wow.
But it may be 7th, because we did the spring program.
Yes.
I was at Junior 2, at Chef Williams.
Yes.
When we met. And I want to say maybe 7th grade when we met during the spring MOB program.
And so when you and I met, what was your interest? What was my pitch where you said, man, I want to be an entrepreneur? What was my pitch, and what was your thinking? How well did you receive that?
Something that stood out to me when you spoke, I mean, it was to a group. But something that stood out to me was you were saying you can create your own schedule.
Yes, and you certainly do create your own schedule.
you can be your own boss.
Yes,
which is, I was like, that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
I can create my own schedule. I can become my own boss, and I can make my own money.
Yes,
that was all three of those. All three of those, I was sold.
Yes, wow,
I was sold. Yeah.
Wow. Now, so have you always been like your own true leader, your own true person? Or when did you come into that own spirit of yours?
I would like to say yes. Okay. I have stories from as far back as I can remember, but even before then, like the stories that my parents would tell me just about my personality, as a kid, as a baby. Just from them trying to say, oh, we're going to potty train her. And me saying, no, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Letting them know, hey, I'm ready to wear panties.
Yeah. Wow.
Always on my own time.
Yes.
Always, being vocal about what I want and how I want things to be done.
Yes.
So I just thought it was, the right thing to do. This was the next step for me.
Well, because I'm going to jump forward and come back. I remember we went to the wholesale district in New York City, and I think your father was already working there. But because your father was already working there, you had already been to the wholesale district with your father on several occasions.
Yes.
And I remember not even knowing you all that well, but I gave you a few students to hang out with you because you were going to take them to another part of the wholesale district that I didn't even know about. And I'm like,
what?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. What it had to be you, because you were buying materials for your beading business, for your necklace. Yeah. And so there was another part of the wholesale district that wasn't in the main part, but it was like uptown a little bit, maybe like 40th Street somewhere.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
you're right.
And I remember not knowing all that. Well, I knew of you, but I didn't know how deep you were into this. But I remember sending a few students, like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 students with you.
Yeah.
And you took those students with you. Because because most of the time we went to the wholesale district, we were at 30th and Broad around that way, or the lower streets. But you were going further up where they were like just smaller stores, but had bigger sales. And I remember saying, "Can you take a few girls with you?" And you did. And I'm like, I don't even know why I should trust you.
I'm glad you did.
I have to, but you have your own spirit. And I mean, you are. You know how people tease you and said, if I were to open up the dictionary and look at entrepreneurial spirit, no, this is no joke. If I were to open up the dictionary and look at the word entrepreneurial spirit, it would be you, because you embody. And what's so funny? I didn't know until recently that you and Quayshawn were cousins.
Yes. That's my first cousin.
Wow. And so
Quay is my first cousin. Shout out to Quay.
Yes, shout out to Quay. And I think that the creative spirit, right? Like just literally dancing to your own beat, walking to your own beat, you guys embody that. So I love it. And so you guys would be the representation of that picture in the dictionary when it comes to the entrepreneurial spirit. You're going to do your own damn thing. That's all right.
Yeah,
that's all
and
right.
I think it's important.
Yes,
it's important.
Yes,
when you're on this journey.
so let's move back into the Minding Our Business program. So, What was it about the program that kept you engaged? Were you learning something? What was it about the program?
What I was learning so much.
Yes.
So, like we said, the spring program started first, but we're working in a group.
Yes.
Which was cool. This was my first intro to MOB. I loved everything that you guys stood for, and I knew for sure that I wanted to be a part of it.
Yes.
So giving the spring program a chance and working together, I cannot remember right now what our business was, but I remember having a market fair in the cafeteria of Hedgepeth Williams.
Yes.
I remember just having something sparked inside of me when it came to sales, when it came to the creativity of our business and my contribution to it. It just made me feel really good. As a middle school student, I didn't really know what my lane was. I knew, I had to go to school. I did what I had to do, but it didn't really spark me in that way. So when I was introduced to the program, it felt like I found my lane. It felt like I found my thing, my niche.
Now let me ask this question, and please be biased. If it wasn't for the, if it wasn't for the MOB program, were there any programs at that time that was going to allow you to explore your creative side, your creative nature, or was there another program that could have brought this out of you?
No, I mean I think that I would have been in it.
Wow.
Now,
no. Now let's do some projection. If it wasn't for the MOB program, where would you see yourself now? Where would Sydney be now?
I think because my background or my parents' background when it comes to creativity and entrepreneurship and business, I think that I would have found my way on the same path.
Okay.
But because of MOB, I was able to speed up that process. I started way earlier.
Okay.
You guys introduced me to something that I loved way earlier and gave me the opportunity to do so on a larger scale.
Okay.
At Ryder, we got a chance to. I mean, I'm skipping a lot ahead, but we got a chance to do so much, from business plan competitions to staying on campus.
Yeah.
The exposure was amazing.
Yes.
The exposure was amazing, and so I think that I would still be doing what I'm doing now, but you guys just introduced me to that a lot earlier.
Okay. All right. So you finished the Minding Our Business program, and which business did you start as a result of that? Or which business were you interested in continuing or to grow?
I started a jewelry business.
Yes. Sid's Jewels, right?
Yep.
Yes. Oh my God.
I started Sid Jewels. And I remember being in the summer program, and I remember you guys saying, hey, you get to choose a business that you want. Whatever it is that you want, you can do it. We're going to take you to get the supplies, everything. And I just remember thinking I don't know how old I was, 12, 13, maybe.
Yes.
I want to start something that has longevity.
Yes.
Like, I remember going home and talking to my parents and saying, I want to start something that I'm going to be able to make a profit from. I want to create something that, I can do, or I can see myself doing long term. And the jewelry business came about because my mom, when she was younger, she was into making jewelry. So she taught me what she knew.
Yes.
And my dad did his part of teaching me more of the business side and helping me out of locating shops in New York, because that's where he was most familiar with.
Yes.
And we came up with this design. We went and got beads and started making jewelry, and that's how it started.
Wow. So now, because I want to recall and correct me if I'm wrong, But didn't minding our business help you register your business?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You guys, yes.
Wow, minding
Yeah.
our business. We did it all from A to Z. That's
MOB,
MOB.
minding our business.
Yes.
Listen, you guys have done so much.
Yes.
But yes, you guys helped me. Shout out to Ed Adams, who helped register the business.
Yes.
And I don't remember what year this was off the top of my head right now, but yes.
That's okay. That's okay. So now, where is Sitz Jewels right now? Where are we now with the business?
Okay, so right now, I am currently taking a break.
Okay.
From selling my product.
Yes.
2020, and I stopped in 2020. I moved into metal. Well, I will tell you where the business is outside of that. I moved into metalsmithing, so I went from beading to wire wrapping.
Yes.
To metalsmithing.
Yes.
Which I took classes at Brooklyn Metalwork in Brooklyn, and they taught me the basics of metalsmithing. And now I've moved into also flame working and glass blowing to create jewelry as well. So I'm still working.
Wow.
I took I've taken time to figure out what my why was again and reconnect to my work all over again. Yes. But I'm planning to relaunch very soon.
Now let me ask a personal question.
Yeah.
In that space, are you seeing a lot of Black women entrepreneurs in that space?
I am not. I'm not, unfortunately.
Okay. And why do you think that is, that you don't see a lot?
I don't know why. A lot of jewelers that I know, a lot of Black women who are in the space. I don't know. I guess there's a few different ways that you can do it. Yes. You can design the jewelry and have it manufactured, which is still great.
Yes.
But this maker life that I've kind of gotten into or really like put myself into, like maybe 100%,
yes.
Is a little bit different.
Okay.
When it comes down to what I like and what I have to offer, I learned over the years that I am more of a maker than anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you think that a lot of women are more of the end user. They like what they like, and maybe they want to buy wholesale or they buy retail. But you don't think a lot of women are at the creative point where you are.
Oh no, I am not saying that.
Okay.
Mr. Kevin, do not have me on the podcast.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
No, do not. No, I'm not saying that to all the women that are listening. I am not saying that.
I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying
wait,
that either. No. I'm not saying that either.
They're gonna cancel me. No,
they won't listen. They're not going to cancel. They're going to hold you in high regards. I'm providing top-notch security. Go ahead.
Go ahead. The question that you asked me was, why don't I see a lot of Black women in these maker spaces?
Yes.
And I guess my answer is maybe there are, and I haven't met them yet. Maybe there's a community of Black women who are makers,
okay,
that I just haven't discovered yet. So I will say I hope that there are. And if you are a maker and you are listening to this, please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you.
Yes. No, I wasn't saying anything, Sydney, to get you in trouble. No. And I knew you weren't the first, but I also know that the numbers are quite small. That's all I'm saying.
They are.
That's all.
They are. In the research that I've done, I haven't seen a whole bunch.
Yes.
And so I don't know why that is.
Now, so you said you're doing the wire smithing and the glass blowing, right?
Yeah.
Now,
metalsmithing.
Yeah, the metalsmithing.
Yeah.
Now tell me about the glass blowing, because that seems like crazy.
Okay, I actually just started, so okay. I'm new to this. New to this, but I'm taking classes at Glassroots, located in Newark, New Jersey.
Yes.
And I'm really, really excited. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And just like metalsmithing, this just allows me to take my jewelry making to the next level. I always want to take it to the next level. If I could solder and weld with my own pieces and I can create my own glass beads, it's like it opens up a whole new world for me.
Absolutely.
So as a creative, I just want to know more.
Yes.
I want to I want to constantly be learning. I want to, you know, constantly be expanding what I'm doing.
Yes.
And my work be getting better and better and better. That's where I am.
Now, I hate this part because every time you and I talk,
oh, God.
we come up with some great ideas. Now check this one out.
I know.
Right? You can start your own glass blowing shop, right?
We do this all the time.
I know, like, wow, glass blowing shop, Sydney. Wow,
Yeah.
And people would come in, and you would have your furnace right there, and you would
Yep.
blow blow a piece of glass for them, and you would design it. They wait a few days, and they come back, and here's the finished product. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's a goal. I think that's a beautiful like version of what I'm working towards. Absolutely.
Now I got to ask another personal question. Why did you have to take those classes in Brooklyn and Newark? Do those classes exist in Trenton?
Oh man, they don't.
Okay.
Could
they exist in Trenton?
Yes, when I bring it to Trenton, yes.
That's what I want to hear. When Sydney brings those classes,
I would love to do that.
Trenton,
absolutely, yes. A metalworking studio, a jeweler studio for all different types. I think that would be amazing.
Yes,
because it doesn't exist.
And I think I can put you in contact with some people because I think, and I just was on another interview of a podcast, and I truly believe that the art community is going to redefine Trenton, and I truly believe that the art community or the creative art community is going to bring Trenton back.
Absolutely.
You know, and I don't know I don't know why we're not spending more of our resources to build those relationships, to cultivate those relationships, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. So when can I get like the Sydney piece of glass blown? What's the name of the company going to be, Sydney?
Well, the name of the company right now is went from Sigil,
okay,
which was my earlier years, to now is Sydney Soul. Sydney SOL.
Yes.
Is the name of my company. Sydney Soul LLC. Thanks to you guys.
Yes.
And I'm not sure. You know, maybe within the next few months, I'll be able to have something for you in glass.
And I'm going to purchase the first original blown piece of glass. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow,
absolutely.
I'm excited.
So you know, I'm a Newark native now. Are you?
Yeah, no.
Am I jumping ahead? I jumping ahead? Okay.
No, keep jumping. I'm with you. I got yeah.
Okay.
So what made you move to Newark?
So I spent a lot of time here before I moved. Yes. I officially moved in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. Okay. Yes. Something crazy that was happening. You know, my parents were like, "You don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 months, and you're going to relocate." And you know, it just seemed like a kind of crazy thing to do. But for me, it felt like stepping out on faith. It felt like trusting the process.
Yes.
It felt like
felt right.
You know, it felt right. It felt like this is where I was supposed to be.
Yes.
So I started to apply for places in the area. Yes. And I got approved. And so I just moved. And let me tell you, Mr. Kevin, when I moved, I didn't have anything. Like, I didn't have a bed. I didn't have a couch. I had some clothes. I had some coats. You know, some basic essentials.
Yeah.
But this was really one of those situations where I had to trust in myself and I had to trust in God to say, you know what, if you allowed this to open up for me, this opportunity, you know, I have to trust that I will be okay.
Yes.
And I just stepped out on faith and things came little by little. I wasn't in a rush. Eventually I got what I needed to furnish my apartment. And, you know, I also moved without a job. And so these are just I didn't know. You know, it was in the middle of the pandemic. My job that I was working for before COVID closed, and I made a move before they reopened. And so when I moved here, you know, I just said, "Hey, I'm going to start a nanny agency."
Wow.
I was working in childcare before before COVID, and I didn't like the hours because you already know me.
Oh yes.
I didn't like the pay. It was just like, come on, I can do way better than this on my own. And so that's what I did.
And I think you were at doing childcare work at one center, and you and I were trying to connect, and I could always hear the frustration in your voice in our conversation when you said, "Oh, Mr. Kevin, I hate this. I hate it."
It was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess, and I'm not going to shout them out, but it was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time.
Wow.
And so, but the only constant, with me being there was I loved the kids.
Yes.
I did. That was the only reason that I kept showing back up, not because of the job or the pay or the hours. It was, I really, really connected with the kids. And, I loved working with them. And so that, kept me showing up day after day. But when I got the opportunity to do something else, I said, well, I still want to work with the kids.
Yes.
I just want to do things my way. And so I just kept saying it to everyone that I met. And someone called me and said, hey, I know a family looking for a nanny.
Yes.
I let them know that I'm looking to work with Black families specifically.
Yes.
And I found a Black family who was looking for a nanny, who then connected me to one of their friends who were looking for a nanny. And I had 2 clients that I was working for 2 years.
So I'm also hearing that now we're going to have the Sydney agency. Right?
It's so much. It's like
because you and I spoke about that too. Wow.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
Sydney, listen.
Yeah.
Listen. There used to be a student, and I used to always tease her that she was going to be my 401k plan, my retirement plan. Now, Sydney, you're going to be my retirement plan, because with all these ideas that are swimming around in your head, one of them, if not all of them, they're going to hit like super duper pay dirt, and I can just sit back as I manage all of these for you as your agent.
Please do. I actually need help, so this would be great.
Let's stop for a second, because I want you to dig in deep for me, right?
Okay.
When you said that you just dropped everything and you moved to Newark, were there any distractions? Were there any naysayers that said, "Don't do it, don't do it"? How did you quiet those voices? How did you quiet those voices?
Well, I have been known to just walk to the beat of my own drum.
Got you.
I've learned over the years to trust myself.
Yes.
It may seem crazy, it may look crazy, but everybody is not on the same journey.
Yes.
I understand that, so I trust God. Yes. I really do. And I trust the opportunities and the doors that open up for me. Okay. And I take risks. I think I'm a risk taker.
Okay, let's break all that down, because there's a lot right there. So when you're trusting God and you're asking God for direction, what does that look like? What does that sound like in your eyes, in your head? What does that sound like?
It sounds like figuring out what I want and making that clear.
Okay.
Right? Having a clear understanding of what I want.
Yes.
And also taking action towards what I want. I can say all day, hey, I want to relocate. I want to move to Newark, or I like this area, but never apply. You have to apply as well.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. And then the other part of it was trusting yourself. What did that feel like? Did you ever have self-doubt, like, I can't do this, or this is too big, this is too fast? All the time. How did you quiet that voice, Sydney?
I actually have that all the time. I go back and forth. A lot. Something that's really helped me or grounded me was just like solid support system. Being able to call a friend when I'm feeling like I don't really know what I'm doing. I feel like I can't handle it.
Yes.
I have a support system. And the people in my corner, they do let me know, hey, no, or remind me of a time that I didn't think I was going to be able to do it and did it anyway.
Yes.
So that's important. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the third part of that was, you said that you are a risk taker. What makes you a risk taker, and are there some rules to risk taking?
I think the entrepreneurship life, you can't have it without taking risks. Okay. You have to. That's what I think.
Okay. But I'm saying, okay, So I'm looking at a wall, Sydney, right? And it says risk taking on the wall, right? Are you looking to minimize the pain from like 1 to 2, or are you looking for maximum pain, maximum smoke, 10 plus? So when you're looking at that entrepreneurial risk taking moment, where does your eye focus? Right? Because we always talk about how much risk can you handle. Where does your eye focus in terms? What determines how much risk you want to handle for that situation? How do you determine that?
I guess it depends. If we're talking about the move,
yes.
And me not having anything and relocating to a whole new city,
yes.
not even having a job, like I think, to me, I felt that I could do so much in order to maintain here until I figured out what I needed to, or things fell into place. So
Gotcha.
The risk that I took was crazy to someone else. Like someone wouldn't have done that, but for me, I feel that I am resourceful enough to be able to do what I have to do.
Let's get deeper. Did you say that I'm just gonna drive up here? I'm gonna park my car next to the park. I'm gonna sleep in my car until an apartment comes available, or a condo, or town.
No.
Is it that kind of stuff? Is that level?
Okay. All right. Now, no, I didn't do that. I was actually pretty comfortable.
Okay.
I was this was during COVID, and so I was living with my sister at the time in her attic.
Okay.
And during COVID, I was staying at my parents' house. Like during the pandemic, for I think the last half of the pandemic, I was there.
Yes.
And so while I was there, I was able to, focus on what I want. And I looked at COVID and the pandemic as an opportunity for me to just stop everything, reassess, and then go full force towards what I want. I looked at it like it was an opportunity.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So while you were,
I don't know if that answered the question.
No, no, Sydney, it partly answers the question, because I'm saying now that we've got the beginning of the process, right? The second part was, while you were with your sister or with your parents, were you thinking that I need to be in this part of Newark? So which part of Newark did you know that you needed to be in? That's what I'm asking. How did you do that level of research?
Okay, so like I said, I would spend a lot of time here before I moved. So I already knew the area. I knew that I wanted to be downtown.
Okay, so like the artsy community parts of
yes, the arts community is insane.
Yes,
here. I mean, just super advanced. There's so many different opportunities. There's so many different programs.
Yes,
I wanted to be closer to New York, so I'm closer to the city.
Yes.
And it just felt like the right area for me. Every time I would visit, I would say, oh, I have to take a train that's like an hour away, hour back home.
Yes.
And, I felt like this was the right space for me to be in.
Okay.
And I just knew that once I moved here, I would be able to take things to the next level, which I was able to do.
Got you. And so the first time you plant your foot in Newark, in your apartment, what do you say to yourself? Do you have to pinch yourself, Sydney?
I had a full breakdown moment.
What?
I did.
Wow.
I did. I had a full breakdown moment because I had champagne.
Yes.
I was here. Okay. So I think we spoke when I was in Sedona. I was in Arizona.
Yes.
And I was shooting some photos for some jewelry that I made. So I'm still working. I'm still shooting. I'm just waiting to release them. This, will happen eventually. But I went to Sedona. I loved the scenery. I loved the area. And when I came back, my keys were ready. So I came straight from Sedona here to Newark.
Wow.
And, it was the evening time. And I was like, I could stay in Trenton one more night,
Yes.
or I could just take the train because I didn't have my car at the time. I was like, I could just take the train, carry all my bags and lug them on the train.
Yes.
And bring them to my apartment in my blow up bed,
Yes.
just to be in my own space.
Yes.
But it was a full breakdown moment because in 2017, I had a space, but I got evicted from that space.
Yes.
So this was like something that I prayed for. This was something that, I set that on faith for. This was something I trusted myself for. And to be in this space and to have that moment, it was just like, I was very, very proud of myself that I stuck to it and that I believed that it was possible again after such a setback.
Yes. And well, first of all, thank you for sharing. But I want to tell you that in my old age, right?
You're not that old.
I know. When I'm thinking of a project or moving forward, right? Because I've got so many hard and fast responsibilities, right? It's difficult to move expeditiously, or it's hard to move very fast because I have to think through so many things. So I always think about, what would some of my students do? And so your name comes up, Elijah Foreman, Andre McNair, Quayshawn.
Yeah.
All of you guys that I see on Facebook and I talk to on a regular basis doing great things, you guys are giving the old guy continued inspiration. So I say thank you. So I want you to know that even in my own challenging times, I'm looking back to you to kind of gather the strength to move forward. Like, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Because gotta keep youthful in that entrepreneurial vein, that entrepreneurial spirit. So I love it. I love it. So you're having champagne and you're saying, this is where I'm going to lay down my roots. This is where I'm going to become a multi-millionaire. Yes?
Yep.
That's what I love. That's what I want to hear.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So now, while you're downtown, what does the downtown art community look like for you in Newark? What does that look like?
Very, very Black.
Okay.
Very inclusive and supportive.
Yes. And this is around the Halsey Street area, right?
Yeah, this is around the Halsey Street area. Yeah. I mean, for me, I like that I'm able to walk around, as often as possible, get to where I need to go on foot if necessary. But I've met so many people here who I guess I'll say there's a lot of opportunity for collaboration and for growth.
Yes.
That I've seen personally since moving here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? You know where New Street is?
Yes.
Yeah, there used to be a print shop on New Street called Porter Print.
Okay.
And
I'm thinking, hold on, I think I know what that is.
Yeah. It was a copy and print business.
Okay.
And Peter Lermont used to run that. And I think he moved to Halsey Street.
I know exactly where that is. Right? I know exactly who that is.
Yes, my man. My man Peter.
Really?
Yeah. And while he was on New Street, my mentor, David Vaughn, we would often, meet there to do some work to help out Peter. And so when he moved, he was also telling me that they were ushering in this whole new revitalization. Because there was a building right across the street, the old Dunham building, I think, or the old Haynes building, that they were going to turn into a Whole Foods.
Yes, right? Actually, the Whole Foods is there.
Yeah. Let me just finish that thought. I'm going to say something so controversial.
Oh God, I'm ready.
But it's my show. I can show.
I'm ready.
Say this.
I'm ready. Okay.
And I think you're going to believe me.
I know I am. I know what you're going to say.
Everybody talks about Trenton and everybody talks about Newark and everybody talks about Philadelphia. But the thing that people fail to realize, right, is that in spite of Philadelphia, people want to be in a world-class city. Right. In spite of the crime, in spite of the murders, people still want to be in a world-class city. And with your proximity of being 15 minutes from New York City, they still want to be in Newark.
Yeah.
Even in Philadelphia, they still are building downtown Camden.
Yeah.
And what they fail to realize is that Trenton, we are not leveraging who we are because we just don't have the personality to make that happen.
Like you said earlier, and taking a chance and really investing in the art.
Yes.
I think that's one of the things that really separates where I am from where I'm from.
Yes.
It's different. Like, there it felt like there's an art scene, an amazing art scene. I know so many talented, brilliant artists
Yes.
Who are there or who's from there like me, but it just feels like you have to fight. It's like a fight there to be seen, or it feels kind of cliquey almost, where it's like here it's not really the same. I haven't had the same introduction to the art scene, or when it comes to collaboration, or when it comes to support, it just feels different. It feels like there's room for a little bit of everybody here.
Yeah. And
that's the only difference. And
then the other part of it that you failed to mention is that level of energy, right? That contagious energy, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, it is. It's so and I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
I love it.
And what's so funny and so crazy, and that's not even the word I want to use. There's so many people from Trenton that go to Camden, that go to North Jersey. They partake in that energy, but they can't seem to bring it back.
Is that a spot fire?
It's almost like one time I would like to bus up everybody, take you to Newark, feel that energy, and says, God damn it, now you're going to come back. We're going to deliver this. We're going to bring this same energy, because there's no way that they can have twice the amount of murders that we still have in Trenton, but everybody wants to come to Newark. We get one murder, nobody wants to come to Trenton. So what's the difference?
Right.
They can have 50 murders a year, right? They still are outraged, right? But then the people are still trying to invest money in Newark. We get one murder and ain't nobody coming to Trenton, so something is wrong somewhere.
So what do you think it is?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know, but you're absolutely right. The crime rate.
I think it's a settlement mentality, right? We don't want anything, so you just come to Trenton to settle. And whatever the administration gives us, or whatever the person is in charge gives us, that's what we accept. That's what we settle for.
Oh, yeah, that's
big. It can't be anything else, because the same people that are born and raised in Trenton and call Trenton home, they go to Dallas, they go to Texas, they go to Philadelphia, they go to Houston. They traveling the globe now, and they all have not community experience. They all have a worldwide experience. And when they bring that shit back here, it just seems to die, and I don't know why that is.
I mean, do you think support plays a part?
No, I don't know.
I do. I think support definitely plays a part.
It could be.
It's like how do you thrive in a place that isn't, where you're not supported? Yeah. It doesn't work. Yeah. I can do the same work in Trenton. Yeah. I don't want to say I have a lot of support at home, so I'm not saying me personally, but I could do the same work in Trenton, and get like minimal whatever, and then I'll go, like you said, to Dallas or somewhere else, or even here, and it'll be a different outcome.
You can go 3,000 miles away. Joker don't even know you, but they see your product and they're beating down your doors.
Oh yeah.
And you come to Trenton where jokers watch you raise, and you can't get two people to come out.
But at what point?
And they always run around support black business.
I mean, but my question is, at what point, do you stay and kind of wait around for it, or, at what point do you decide, okay, I'm going to take this elsewhere?
Well, I think
to see what I can do somewhere else.
Yeah, I think it becomes a combination of conversations. You go and you do your best somewhere else, and then occasionally you come back.
Yeah.
Just to see how they're doing, just to say hello.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about my next endeavors, I always think about home.
Yeah.
I still do. I still do. I still think about, what I can bring or how I can contribute at home. Yeah. When I think about starting my metal shop, my jeweler shop, I wanted to start at home. Yeah. So, I think it's important to go, and I do. I think it's important to go and to figure out your work and yourself, but bring it back home.
But the other part, I will confess, is we need like super, super duper young leadership.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, when I say super duper young leadership, I'm talking about not even 40. I'm talking like 18 and up.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me give you a chance to do something. Because, you know, here's the other thing, too, that's happening, right? And I said this on my Facebook page the other day. Are we having any debates? And the guy responded, he said, there's so many people running for city council that they can't even have a debate or forum. So this year, whoever gets into office, right, it's almost like a popularity contest. Because I know nothing as to what you stand for because we have not had a public discussion.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, that's, you know, those are my views towards that. I don't know. I haven't seen any debates.
So
anything like that.
The only way you kind of hear about what someone is wanting to do is that there might be a little flyer on your card with all their bullet points, or there might be one of those.
Yeah, but we don't hear them speak or show up in that way.
I mean, no, I mean you see them show up at fun events, but there hasn't been a debate yet. So so it's not like 3 or 4 people in the room going at it and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, you should do this. You didn't. We don't collectively have that voice.
But shouldn't that be a requirement?
I don't know. I'm just
like what? How are we electing someone we don't know?
That's why I'm saying it's going to boil down to a popularity contest. Like I know you got the best looking friends, you got good looking friends. You came to my party. I raised the most money.
Oh God!
So that's how. Because I listen. If it, my show, I may be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing. I haven't seen anybody, and I've been asking that question. How do we do? I haven't heard of a forum yet or a debate.
Why don't you run?
Not on this podcast. I ain't gonna talk about that.
Okay. Because I want. Hey, I'm just saying,
Listen, let me tell you something.
It seems like a really good next step. Is all I'm saying.
Maybe not in this area, but I'm gonna tell you something. Listen, I love you, so I can tell you this. If I ran for mayor of this city, right, I would have like a cigar tent and tequila tent. That way, everybody can come and voice their opinions. But the reason why I don't think I would do well in politics. Because even though I have tough skin, I don't have tough skin. As soon as you say something stupid, I'd punch you.
Okay, no. See, yep. You have to know your strengths. Yeah. You got to know. Yeah. You got to know what you're good at.
There's a lot of.
What you're not.
Or I have to have a swear jar because I would cuss people out. Because I mean, the silliness that people are doing, right? The stupid things that people doing just don't make sense. They just need to be a punch, like just be punched in the face. Like, well,
I don't know if that's the answer.
It's not the answer. It's not the answer. It's not the answer. And there's nobody really speaking truth to power.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that you young folks coming back and you young folks showing us, listen, this is what needs to be done. This is what I did, and you can follow if you want to.
Honestly, I think that there should definitely be a debate, but I think that you should moderate the debate. That's what I think. What do you think? Because it's what we need. That's what I think. What do you think?
I think that we need. I think you put me on the spot. I'm tongue tied, right? I think we do need to have a debate, right? Who would facilitate that? Who would moderate that? I don't know. But I do think that we need to have more open communication.
I think so too. I agree.
And the thing is that the people who talk about Trenton being cliquish, right, are the ones that are part of cliques. Like what?
Okay. I don't know if that's true.
I'm telling you.
I don't know.
The main people that talk about Trenton being siloed and cliquish are the ones that are part of it, but I don't see them trying to break it down, trying to bring everybody together. There's gotta be like 5 or 6 or 10 people that are like points of light that no matter what they do, just everybody gravitates towards them. Those are the people that should be leadership. And so I don't know if that means that we have to have a full-blown city council. I don't know. Maybe call the 10 Points of Light Commission. I don't know.
You're on to something.
But I'm just saying that currently we just keep doing bad year after year, and we keep saying every 4 years, wait for the new administration. So I'm saying maybe
I'm done with that. Yeah. You know, I've been done with that.
And then the sad part of that city is that there's 92,000 people in the city of Trenton, but we only get less than 10,000 people to come out for voting. And then every year the apathy is so great, that means less people are saying, screw Trenton, they can do whatever they want. I can get on the train, the bus, and go someplace else. I sleep here occasionally. So maybe we do, you know, like I said, maybe we do away for a few years of this city council thing, and maybe we do something called I don't know, 7 pillars of light or 10 pillars of light, and and I don't know,
like, you know, try something new.
Yeah. You know,
I'm all for it. Yeah, I think it might be time to try something new.
And I know you having the entrepreneurial spirit would get behind it and say, you know what, that'll work. And guess what, Sydney?
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for you to become the first billionaire. Listen, when you become the first billionaire out of Trenton, you can propose it. And I guess I guarantee they'll listen.
Absolutely.
You know, because they don't.
Absolutely.
They don't seemingly listen to anything else, right?
And money talks.
Absolutely.
You know.
And you know what? When this episode comes out, I'm going to really put something.
No, you know, I'm sitting here thinking like, oh God.
Yeah. And and like they say on Facebook, come and fight me. You know, come and fight me.
I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, now I'm on the controversial podcast.
No.
Okay.
But I love it though, because you know how we roll though.
I agree with you.
I agree with you though. Truth needs to be told, right? I mean,
it does. Something needs to change.
Yeah. We are a wonderful city. We have the greatest potential, and everybody is going around talking about potential, but we haven't had real leadership take us to that next level. So is it the quality of leadership, or do we need to do something else and call it something else? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. But
I don't know I don't know either, because I kind of just left.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I can even speak on it, because I relocated.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you were smart. You saying, listen, I'm young enough. I'm not going to burn out my brain cells trying to figure this out.
No, yeah, I'm okay with moving around.
Yeah.
You know, I'm okay with connecting with other communities. You know, that's just where I am. I don't want to stay stagnant. I feel like, you know, I needed to go and do something else.
Yes.
That's just me, you know. Yes. I don't really know. There are a lot of people who are very, very hands-on in the community, who are staying and fighting for the betterment of the community, and you know, I salute them for that. Mm-hmm. It's just we're doing something different. I don't know. Can you edit this part out? I don't.
No, we girlfriend, we
wait, Mr. K.
We've flown with all the good stuff this time.
Oh my God.
This may, in fact, be our #1 episode.
Because we're talking.
No, because we're so comfortable with each other. You know,
we are. It is just flowing. I'm just like, okay, can I reel it in?
You know, I'm talking stuff I've never talked before, but that's all right. Just come fight me if they get mad. I got your back.
God, fight me.
Come fight me. But you know, and the thing is, let's take a break for that. But I want to ask a question before I come back. In all of your business ventures, particularly with Sid Jules, did you do the business plan?
I did. I did the business plan. Excellent. I was in the business plan competition twice. I think I was in both years, which was super fun.
And I think you won.
Nerve-wracking.
Right? But
I did. I won.
Yeah.
I placed second both times.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah. And
it was amazing.
And guess what? You were able to, in a bullet point, talk about the qualifications of who you were and your business, right?
Absolutely.
And
you guys taught us how to simplify what we had to offer and to be able to pitch that and the difference that it made when it came to us understanding what we had to offer.
Yes.
And, you know, being able to articulate what that is, you know, in a short amount of time, which was essential.
And we had judges from the business community.
Yeah, you did.
To listen.
When I tell you as a kid, I was like maybe 13.
Yeah.
It was so fun and scary and kind of like nerve wracking. It was all of that in one, but in the best way possible.
Oh,
you know,
Sydney,
in the best way possible.
I just had an idea.
Okay.
You ready for it? You ready for it?
Yes.
The next time we have a election, right?
Yeah.
Let's get some of the best political strategists from around the country, right? And those people who want to run for elected office, right? They've got to put together they have
to pitch it.
They've got to pitch it, right?
Yeah. And I think it's only right.
And then those judges who have no connection to the city of Trenton, they will tell you, you sit down for 2 years. I think you're ready. And then the top 7 people can run for those top 7 people will be eligible to run for the various positions. We got 37 people running.
But you know what? I think that makes sense is change was what was most important.
Yes.
If change was most important, you wanted to affect change and you wanted to get the top people in there who was going to help. And I don't think that's the focus. I think that's why we are where we are.
Yes.
Change is not the focus.
Yeah.
You know, it comes down to, like you said, popularity. It comes down to money. You know, it comes down to all of these things that keep us in the same place. So I think that's a great idea.
Right. So it's almost like a political pitch contest, right?
I think that's amazing. Yeah, I think that would be really, really cool.
Then you would
is that a thing or did you just make that up?
I just made that up while you and I were talking.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that you should, number one, coin it.
Yeah.
Number two, you should get that together. I want to be a part of it somehow.
No, well, so I would have to get some serious political strategists to be a part of this, right? And the future candidates would have to agree that before you can even consider running, you've got to be a part of this political pitch contest. And
I think that would just save so much time.
And these people are going to ask you questions, and you got to put together your best work.
Yes.
And they're going to tell you based on coming in first, second, third, fourth, or fifth, whether or not you're eligible to even run. Right? To run, you're right?
I like that.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God. Sydney, you know what?
That was a good one.
You know the other thing I'm thinking about, Sydney?
What?
I'm thinking you and I should do a couple of episodes together, like where we're interviewing other people. What you think?
Oh my gosh. Huh? I would love to do that.
Yes, we're gonna
Ooh.
It'd be the old I was about to you're not a fool. I was about to say the old fool.
And the young.
And the young, no, but you're not. So I can't say that. Okay. We're going to think of a...
That's hilarious. That's actually a good one, though.
We're going to think of a segment.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. We're going to get a few episodes under our belt because this is...
Okay.
This is great. And you know what? I had been thinking about this for the longest, right? To have a co-host, so to speak, where I could do we can feed off of each other, but they get the youthful perspective and they get the old fool perspective, and we just rock it that way. You know what I'm saying?
I think that would be right. I think that would be really, really good.
Yeah, I love it. So we're gonna talk offline and we're gonna start to create some episodes together. But want to recap. I'm so proud of the work that you do.
Thank you.
And you give me considerable pause that we are going to be safe going forward, that people who are in the entrepreneurial vein, if they conduct business like you, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. The
Thank you so much.
entrepreneurial spirit is safe in your hands. And see, that's the kind of stuff you want to look back and says, wow, I had a hand in that. She's going to be all right. We're going to be okay. And that's the same thing you want to say of your government officials. Like,
oh
we're
God,
going to be okay. Not, oh shit, here comes a shit show. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me get, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bracing yourself for,
right? I feel like when I look at you and Quayshawn and Elijah, I was about to say Elijah Muhammad. But
I heard it. I was like, wait.
Elijah Foreman, right? Andre McNear. It's like, I'm confident that we're going to be all right entrepreneurially.
Yeah.
The city, no matter where we go, we're going to be all right entrepreneurially. And that's the kind of faith that and security I should want to feel in my elected officials, but I don't feel that. But I know entrepreneurially, we're going to be all right.
Yeah, I'm happy that those guys are my peers.
Yes.
Happy to know them and like follow along with their journey, learn from them.
Yes.
And to see the growth that's happened over time is amazing. Like that makes me happy.
And not just the ones that we keep in contact with on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
But the ones who have come out of MOB. Those you guys are some tough people, right? I was about to say tough mothers. But you guys are some tough cats that are doing well. And every time I meet some of you guys, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you guys. You guys are like knocking down walls, just doing your own thing. And MOB was large part and partial a part of that. So we thank you and we thank your parents for allowing us just for the time that we had to be a part of your lives. But I have a lot of faith in you guys, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Hey. And some of you guys are really doing great things that I would put more faith in your leadership ability because I know you. I've seen you mature, right? I know your thinking process that we're going to be all right entrepreneurially, right? On the business side, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yep.
Sydney, any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Oh, shout out to myself for being here.
Okay.
I want to seriously, we need to shout out ourselves more, okay?
Yes.
It's not easy. This is tough, okay?
Yes.
To constantly show up, to constantly step out on faith, to constantly push towards your goals and your dreams. It's so easy to settle. I could have been, okay, well, I'll just work this job and, no, I'm risk taking. Like, I'm doing what I need to do to fulfill my goals and my dreams. Yes. And that's hard. So, shout out to your girl, aka me.
Yes.
For
shout out to Sydney. That's all right.
For being here.
Yes.
But seriously, I want to shout out you.
Okay.
Seriously, you came in. You've been pouring into us, since we met. Always there, always sharing advice, always ready to collaborate on ideas. Always ready to share, connect, and pointing us in the right direction, guiding us. So thank you so much to you, MOB program, Minding Our Business, and everybody that I've met through the program. You guys have really changed my life. So I'm very, very happy to be here. Full circle moment on your podcast. I think this is great. This is great.
Sydney, this is going to be the beginning. We're going to get a few episodes under our belt. I think I found my new co-host. Oh my God.
But you know what? I do have to say before I came on the podcast, I was so nervous.
Why?
I don't know. Just, I was talking to my friend Brandy. Shout out to her. I do want to give a shout out to her.
Brandy. Shout out to Brandy. Yeah.
Shout out to Brandy. She is a leather goods maker and manufacturer here in North New Jersey.
Yes.
Her company is Montage Co. and she is amazing. I was with her earlier today. And I was telling her, hey, I'm going to be on this podcast. And I'm like, I'm kind of nervous. He's interviewing entrepreneurs, and I feel like I haven't really been consistently doing one thing. And she had to get me together for a second. Like, hold on. You haven't worked for anybody for about 3 years.
Yes.
You moved to a new city. You're figuring things out. You're doing great. And all the while you're still creating, you're learning new things. So she brought me, she brought me back in.
Yes.
But I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, I listened to a few podcasts that you did before. Maybe we can cut this part out. I listened to a few podcasts that you did before.
Yes.
And they were all really good. And everybody that you interviewed were kind of like, doing what they do consistently. And I'm just like, I haven't really been that consistent with the jewelry. And then I'm nannying. And it's like so many different things that are happening at once. But also looking at that as a skill. Like also looking at me being able to do so many different things at once as a skill and not just, you know what I'm saying?
Sydney, listen, if you have any doubt, I am here to
you know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh God.
Those doubts. You are
I feel good. I feel better.
Yes.
And it's you. So I'm like, this is gonna be good, it's gonna be fun. And that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
And this is going to birth several other conversations that we're gonna have with other folk. Right?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
That's going to be the key. But what I want to share with you is just that your consistency and your perseverance, right? That is what's making you so successful. And this never give up, never die spirit. I love it, and I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. So, shout out to you once again, Sydney. That's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So listen. Did we talk about everything? We know enough about your businesses. We are just waiting for you to grow and just to put your product out there so we can support you, right?
Yeah. And then another thing is like something that I had to learn in 2020, global pandemic. There was a lot going on where people are stepping back to assess their mental health.
Yes.
Which was a major thing during that time, and still, we should constantly be checking in on ourselves mentally. But it set me down, and I was able to, take a step back, and I used that time to just assess. I want to know what you think about this. So it's separating my work from my worth, right?
Separating my work from my work.
My work, like my work from my worth.
Okay.
Right. It was something that I felt I needed to step away from for a little bit, because the two have been intertwined for so long. Like who I was synonymous with jewelry making, which is not a bad thing. I'm not complaining about it. I'm happy about the love that I get from it. But I needed time to figure out my other strengths and to kind of, take some time to learn some new things. So, incorporating videography and photography, into what I like to do, finding new hobbies outside of things that I'm actually getting paid for, and just stepping away from it for a little while, to figure out that why again. So that was something that I practiced for about a year.
Okay.
And what do you think about that? Separating your work from your worth?
No, I love it. I love it.
Do you think it's a real thing? Like, do you think it's possible?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think it's necessary?
More than possible, more than necessary. I love it.
Okay.
But more importantly, though, here's the thing, though, and you already know this already. If you could conceive it, then obviously there's a need for it.
Absolutely.
Because think about if you're having a challenge and if you're going through it, there could be a million other people that have no clue as to what they're processing, but you can give birth to this new understanding. I love it.
Very true.
I love it.
Very true. Right. So yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Like I said, we met in middle school, and this has been a huge part of, what I do and who I am and how I earn money and everything. And, during that time, it felt necessary to take a step back from it a little bit and just do some regular things. Like, I've taken up photography, just as a hobby, just something that I love to do. I go around, I won't be able to do it, in the winter time, but spring, summer, taking walks, taking pictures of people that I meet, just things that fill me up and inspire me so that I'm able to pour into my work. And it's helped me tremendously. So that's just something that I wanted to mention. If anybody's listening dealt with anything like that. Like, you are not alone.
Wait. Who was that? Sydney, that was you?
What? Yeah, it was me.
Wait. You sounded just like Michael Jackson. Get out of here. I was like, wait, hold up. We got interruption on the podcast. That sounds just like Michael Jackson. Oh my God.
Whatever.
Oh no, I'm serious. Listen, I was serious, but listen to me. As you were talking, right, I was thinking about this time I went to this workshop, right? And I thought I was I thought I was a heavy thinker. And this lady says, I'm going to show you how to meta think. I'm like, what? So meta thinking is thinking about thinking. I'm like, what? And so is
that healthy?
Yeah, there's a whole philosophy behind thinking about thinking, or thinking how to process something. And so when you said what you said, I'm like, right on. right on. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
But and that being okay, being like, okay, what I produce does not, I guess what I'm saying is, me stepping away from my work it was really hard, because it was something that it was attached to me, for so long. Yes. Understanding that what I produce is not, or if I'm not producing, like, I'm still like a whole person on this side. Yeah. I'm still a whole Sydney over here without the work, or without all of those other things, and really standing in that. And it was hard. It was just like, well, who am I without Julia? Or who am I without this? Or who am I without that? And taking time to figure out who that is.
Yeah. And I like what you said. You are a whole nother person, separate from Sydney, the entrepreneur. I love it.
Yes. And I didn't really know. I needed time.
Yes.
To figure that out.
Yeah. I love it. Sydney, we are going to be all right. This is probably going to be the #1 podcast in the whole wide world, Sydney.
Whole world?
In the whole world. Gotta believe it, Sydney. Gotta believe it. Right?
You do have to believe it. Yeah. Absolutely. That's what it's. If you don't believe it, right?
If you don't believe it, you're going nowhere. You got to go nowhere, right?
This is going to be the #1 podcast in the whole world.
Yes, and guess what? I have my case now, so I am portable. So I can take my stuff outside if I need to. I just need a long plug for power, but I'm good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because one of the things that I was talking to a buddy of mine that I want to introduce you to, Anthony Smith, and he runs the Lincoln Park House Music Festival up in Newark, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And they have a huge artistic community up there, right? And and they're doing a lot of stuff, so I want to introduce you to him. But one of the things that him and I had talked about was, but I didn't have my equipment was not mobile at that time. But one of the things I was thinking about was bringing my equipment up to one of the house music festivals, sitting off to the side.
Oh, yeah.
And then as people were to come by who weren't dancing, I would interview them on various subjects.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, right. So I want to talk to,
that's a good one.
I want to talk to Anthony and see if we can't make that. But of course there'll be house music playing in the background. And I got so excited, Sydney, because if without giving full disclosure, you were right across the street from Military Park, correct?
No,
okay.
I'm not down the street.
Okay,
no, I'm down the street.
But I know you can hear that music though, right?
Yes. Guys, don't come find me. Don't come looking for me.
We're not coming looking for you, Cindy.
Don't come looking for me, guys.
But I tell you what, every time there's a house music festival, either at the riverfront or at the military park, I want you to be there, Sydney. Oh my God.
Absolutely. And I went to one in Lincoln Park sometime this summer, and it was amazing. There was so many people.
Oh yeah.
It was great energy. I think that if you come down to a house music festival, I don't know, maybe you can take it a step further and have like an actual booth that's soundproof. I'm maybe going too far. I don't know how you're going to do this.
No,
you have a soundproof booth.
I'm just going to be outside.
And then people come inside. And then it's like, if they come into the booth that's soundproof, then you'll be able to interview them. But how are you going to hear them clearly?
Yeah, I'm just going to be away from the back part of that speaker, so we get some house music.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, who knows? If we get a big sponsor by that time and they want to pay for the soundproof booth, that's all right too.
Right.
Yeah. Got to speak it into existence, Sydney. But I've been talking to Anthony about doing that. We were supposed to do that, but we never got a chance to do it this year. But now that I've got my equipment and it's portable, we can do it for next year. Oh my God. And who knows? Yeah. And then I can be behind the microphone dancing too with the patented move.
Yeah. Come on, see, and you won't have to miss out. That's right. You're partying with a purpose.
What? That's what I'm trying to tell you. And my co-host on my side. That's all right.
That's right.
That's all right.
I'll be there.
Yep. You got to be. You're my co-host now. That's all right.
Okay.
Sydney, let's do this one more time, right? I am so proud of you and all of your businesses, and all of them will be a success. So now this is real personal and real deep.
Okay.
Where does your faithfulness come into all of your business acumen in terms of moving the entrepreneurial experience further? Where does that come from? We'll end on a high note, spiritual note.
I didn't hear the question.
No, I said we'll end on a high note, on a spiritual note. Where does your faithfulness come from, and how is it important to moving your entrepreneurial spirit and purpose and passion forward?
It's very important.
Yes.
On the days where I don't really know what I'm going to do, yes. On the days where it doesn't really feel like things are aligning the way that I need them to,
yes.
or things aren't moving in the time frame that I need them to, it is very important for me to have something outside of myself to lean on. That's it. Because if it was just me, I don't know where I would be, or if I would if I would be so comfortable stepping out or taking these risks without believing, yes. 1,000% believing that I am meant for something greater. Yes. Like, I believe that. And yes. I think that's why it's so easy for me to take these risks,
yes.
and for me to, step out on faith. Yes. And where does it come from? Grew up in church.
Yes.
I grew up, my aunt taking us to church, Jerusalem Baptist Church. I think that's on Grant Street in Trenton. I think I'm getting the street correct. Right across from
Clinton.
Clinton, yes, Clinton. Right across from Grant School.
Yes.
That's the church that I grew up in.
Yes.
And then going to church with my parents after. There's a lot of things that I don't subscribe to when it comes to that, but there are a lot of things that I carry with me that have been true up until this point.
Understood.
So I think having that anchor,
yes,
has really helped me out a lot.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. So Sydney, we're going to end on that high note because, man, we were we were all over the place. So thank you, Sydney. So any other final words, Sydney, you want to share with the audience?
Final words. Yes, guys, Sydney Soul new collection dropping very soon. Be on the lookout for that. If you guys want to get in contact with me, you can follow me on Instagram. My personal page is Yendy's at Sydney backwards, YENDY_S. My business page is shop.sydneysoul. That's SYDNEY.SOL. I do have a Facebook, but I don't really use it. Hopefully that will change going forward. But be on the lookout for new art, new creations, new jewelry, metalworking, soldering, glass working now.
Yes.
I'm excited to share new things with you guys, and reach out to me. Let's connect. Yes, that's it.
Now I just had an anxiety filled moment. I was gonna say,
why?
I was looking at the clock and say it would be funny if I was not even recording this conversation. I'd be pissed.
Oh my god, were you?
I'm recording it. I was
like, my god.
I was like,
how do
I tell Sydney, man, we didn't record any of this?
Wait, don't tell me you only look over once to check.
I'm looking right at it, but we're recording. I have it all recorded, Sydney.
Oh,
thank you.
Man, that would have been great. I mean, that would have been one heck of a warm-up.
I know, what?
Oh, my goodness.
So listen.
Well, I'm glad.
I'm glad, too. So when you email me your bio and your headshot, right?
Okay, yes.
You're going to list for me all the connecting points, like your email address, your website,
yes.
Instagram, TikTok, right?
Yes.
Okay. And guess what?
What is it?
And once we do our episodes together, right? You can do a few TikTok or Instagram episodes, right? We can do together, right? So we can put on the Entrepreneur Enclave page just to let folks know that we're going to be co-hosting some episodes
absolutely.
together. Oh my, I'm so
Are
excited.
you guys on Instagram?
Yeah. I'm going to put you in touch with my PR person right after we finish this conversation. All right.
Okay.
Woohoo!
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? Things just work themselves out,
Get excited. We're going to be worldwide now. So because you know what? And this is personal. This is personal. I'm a handsome man, right? But nobody wants to look at an old dude, right? You know what I'm saying, right? But you as my co-host, everybody wants to see you. Oh my God!
Now this is Entrepreneurship 101. Now, what does this gig pay?
Oh, okay.
You taught me this. So what is it? Like, what's happening?
Well, for the first 2 episodes, I'm gonna take you out to lunch until we can get some more sponsors.
All right, I'll take it.
Good job.
I'll take it.
Listen, so I'm going to take a break right after this. I'm going to put you in touch with, her name is Akia Brown. She has she's young too, right? And I was introduced to her through another student, Jada Phillips, who went through the entrepreneurial program. You met Jada, right?
Yes, I know Jada, yes.
You met Jada. She spoke at the MOB Block Party Reunion.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Akia and Jada are like bestest of friends, right? Jada put me in touch with Akia, and now Akia is doing my PR and marketing, right? Social media marketing.
Look at that.
So I'm going to put you guys together so y'all can figure out how to make the Entrepreneur Enclave, because I don't like doing a lot of videos, but you guys do. So we can do a video with you talking about the Entrepreneur Enclave, and you're the new co-host. Man, we're gonna have like 1,000 likes, like 1 million likes in no time, Sydney. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I'm excited.
Listen, I was talking to my buddy. I was like, I gotta find another way to go to the next level. I've got to compete with the Generation Zs. And I found.
Wait, we're competing with Generation Z? Well, if we're competing with Generation Z, then we're gonna have to have some type of hologram with popping up into people's living rooms when they listen or when they watch it.
Well, we're not at that level yet, right? But we get some more sponsors based on you co-hosting.
We can work on it.
Woohoo! That's
Absolutely.
all right. Sydney, I love you. Thank you. Continued success, and we're gonna be in touch in 15 minutes. All right?
Yes.
We'll talk and text in a minute.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That concludes another episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.